This is probably the most janky thing you'll ever see on Kayla Simone Home. Hello homies and welcome back to Kayla Simone Home. As you can see, we are in the middle of a DIY kitchen renovation over here. We got off to a little bit of a rocky start. I shared about all of the issues that I've had so far in episode 1, and then luckily we were able to push forward and move on from there. I have done some upgrades to the cabinets. I added some cabinet organizers, and I shared all about those things for you guys in episode 2. And then I also shared all of our design and DIY plans in total. I guess technically that would be the prequel to all of this. So I will link all of those videos to get you guys caught up in the description, and then also in the DIY Dream Home playlist. But I don't want to spend too much time recapping in this video because I am too excited to get to today's DIY, which is giving my kitchen island a makeover. As you can see, I've already started to kind of work on the back side of the island just a little bit. And it's kind of starting to get to the point where I feel like almost every single wall in the kitchen has been opened up. It's starting to look a little bit crazy right now. But before I can address the back side of the island or even our missing backsplash right now, I really wanted to do something that was just gonna give me a little bit of that instant gratification. You DIYers know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just have to ignore something big that's going on because you just need to do one small little project so that you can see some progress being made, just to get the ball rolling on things, you know what I mean? So today we are going to be focusing on making over the front side of the island with all new cabinet fronts and hardware to go with our gorgeous black quartz countertops. I don't want to show you guys too much because you got to stick around and watch the full project. That's where all the fun is. So let's just go ahead and start from the beginning. Well, first, maybe I should actually give you just a little explanation of how we got here. Let's address the stuff that's on the floor. This all goes under the sink. So under my sink here, I'm planning on installing those sink pullouts, drawer base pullouts, whatever you call them. I've got 2. One of them is just completely flat, and then the other one is more of a U shape, and that is this upper shelf. Now, under our sink is fully organized. We love this pullout organizer. The trash can pullout is also installed. Works really well, except obviously it is missing the cabinet fronts on it. This actually had 2 doors on it, very similar to this. The only issue is that since this now operates like a drawer, it would be really awkward to have cabinets on it where you're pulling handles this way, but trying to open a drawer. So what I'm gonna do instead is just put one cabinet piece on here with one handle so that I can pull it open, and then I will mimic what's on this side over here on the dishwasher. We used to have a not so cute builder grade dishwasher here, and I sold that thing on Facebook Marketplace as soon as I could and replaced it with this nice panel ready Bosch. It's dishwasher day. We are getting a new dishwasher. This one, I don't know if you guys can hear how loud it is. Not great. This is the dishwasher that the builder installed. It's just, basic Whirlpool. It's a cheaper version of the dishwasher that we had at our old house because it's a plastic tub on the inside instead of stainless steel. It's pretty noisy, and then all the buttons are on the front instead of on the top where we like them. So we're actually replacing this with a very high-end, top-of-the-line, very expensive, but it's supposed to be a very great dishwasher. Ultra quiet. The new one I think has a light that shines on the floor that lets you know that it's running because it's that quiet. So I'm excited to get that installed today. And I don't think I told you guys the best part. It's panel ready. So this entire side of the island is going to look all cabinets, and you won't be able to tell that there's a dishwasher right here. So that's coming up soon. This dishwasher is so much quieter than our old one. It looks kind of weird right now because it is missing the panel that typically goes on the outside. So she's been waiting for her moment to properly shine in this kitchen, and I'm excited to finally give that to her. Looking at our kitchen as a whole, it just kind of lacks depth and dimension right now. The ultra white look just really isn't our style, and nothing really piques your interest. The whole thing, it just looks a little bit bland, and honestly, nothing looks more bland than these white cabinets under this black countertop. We spent a lot of money upgrading the countertops to this Eternal Marquina quartz, and while I love it with the white cabinets back here on the perimeter, I think that it looks really good and I love the contrast. For whatever reason, on the island, it just comes across as really cheap looking. I think it's just, obviously right now, because we're missing a lot of things over here, but just the mix match trim work that you see here that's like kind of half done, the partial overlay of the cabinets, which y'all have heard me talk in the last 3 videos about how much I cannot stand partial overlay cabinets, and then just like the bright white against the super dark countertop. It's just really not working for me. So we're gonna go full send, go bold or go home, and I'm replacing all of this with black. I'm sure none of you guys are surprised because you know how much I love the color black, but I cannot wait to get started. Okay, so I have shared with you guys before that I am not only in my DIY era, but also like really in my skincare era this year. My skin, for whatever reason, the past couple years has just been all over the place in terms of like staying hydrated, acne, just so many things that are making my skin not be like the glowy, just beautiful, clear skin that I know and love. So trying to get back there, and one of my favorite new products to use has been this UFO 3 by Foreo Sweden. I will say I was a little bit skeptical at first, but y'all, this little thing right here is like the holy grail for keeping my skin moisturized. I just took a shower, haven't put anything on my face yet, and I can already feel how like dry it's feeling. So let's go ahead and get it popping because I do not like this feeling. So the UFO 3 is a deep hydration facial tool, and you actually use it to apply sheet masks, except it helps your sheet mask absorb into your skin a lot better than just a typical sheet mask alone. It's my last one. This is the Foreo by Sweden UFO 3 device, and they make these little sheet masks that fit perfectly on the device. You just pull it out of the individual packaging, line it up, and then put that little ring back in place to hold it on there. The UFO 3 is clinically proven to deeply hydrate your skin, increasing the moisture by 126% in just 2 minutes and reducing the look of wrinkles in just 1 week. The uniquely designed UFO activated masks come with their own treatment pre-programmed into the Foreo app, so you can choose the mask and the treatment that best suits your skin and your skin goals. The warming thermotherapy helps the active ingredients in the mask absorb deep into your skin, while the T-sonic massage pulses gently relax facial muscle tension points and boost circulation. The cooling cryotherapy depuffs and firms your skin, reducing the appearance of wrinkles, while LED light therapy revitalizes your skin's complexion. It's so cool to me how this one device can do so many different treatments, giving you the benefits of 5 different facials all in one, so you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of different devices. I love that the treatments are quick and pre-programmed, so I don't have to figure out which therapy option would go best with my mask, but I can also fully customize my own treatment in the Foreo app. I've been using the UFO 3 every day, twice a day, because it really is just that easy for the past week, and I am loving the difference that I see and feel in my skin already. It stays more hydrated for much longer, and it gives me that refreshed, radiant glow that I've been chasing all year long. I absolutely love how glowy and like dewy my face feels after I use my UFO 3. I use the mask once in the morning and once at the end of the day to really just like revitalize my skin and add that moisture back into it, especially after working hard on DIY projects out in the garage, sometimes outside all day long. It just really feels nice to be able to give my skin like a spa treatment, But the thing that I love about it the most, which is like, I feel like unheard of for most of my like facial tools that I've gotten in the past, is this is so easy and so quick to use. The pre-programmed treatments in the app only last for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And then you can also use the app to like kind of like DIY your own facial treatment, and you can choose whether you want it to be heating or cooling. Do you want the T-sonic pulsations? What color light do you want? That will help with different things in your skin depending on what issues you are trying to solve with your skin. So I love that there's also that DIY aspect to it, but the fact that it doesn't take a lot of time, that is usually what keeps me from doing these like at-home spa treatments, because I just don't have the time to be setting up a bunch of stuff at the end of the day when I'm really just trying to relax. So I love that I can just grab this, pop the sheet mask on there, and then just go chill in my bed while I watch Lost at the end of the night and do my little facial mask. So thank you so much to Foreo Sweden for sponsoring today's video. I do have a discount code for you guys. If you click the link down in the description, it will give you 30% off of the UFO 3. Plus, you can use my code Kayla10 for an additional 10% off on top of that. I still have some extra little essence in here, so I'm about to squeeze that right back on this thing and start another treatment. Okay, while the liquid sandpaper was drying, I figured I would just test out this little like automatic opener that I got for the trash can. I didn't record any of it because I thought that I was just kind of testing it, but it works. How freaking cool is that? So obviously you saw that I just push it and that's what pops it open. No assembly required. It's just this little piece back here. That's all like one thing. You get it from IKEA. It's like $130. The link will be in the description. And then it plugs in. I'm gonna have to cut a hole in the side of our cabinet here so that it can actually be plugged in underneath there. It is technically supposed to be like push, like tap to close also if you were to put this in like a regular drawer cabinet. But number one, this isn't an IKEA cabinet, so I don't know that I'd be able to do that. And number two, this trash can pull out itself was already soft closed through Rubbish Shelf, so like we didn't necessarily need to do that. But I am so happy with the fact that this was so easy. Totally forgot to read the directions on this paint, and I've never used this urethane alkyd enamel paint before. I'm used to using like regular wall paint, which has paint and primer in it, and this says that you definitely need to prime. So we're actually gonna go back and prime now. Hi homies, so it's actually been a couple days since I filmed that and was last working on the kitchen island. It's actually Saturday now. I don't usually do projects on Saturday. I've been laying in bed all day watching Lost, which is like my newest obsession. My sister and I are watching it together, and neither of us have ever seen it before, so no spoilers, but let me know in the comments if you watch Lost and like what your thoughts are on it. And I was doing a UFO face mask because we were out drinking last night and my face just felt super dehydrated, like to the max. And so I just did one and now feels much better. And I was like, you know, now that I'm like feeling a little bit better, I guess I could go work on the kitchen island a little bit, because as much as I want to just lay in bed all day, I do really want to see what this island looks like with the like doors and drawer fronts on it. I think I did the last coat on it, the second coat on Friday morning. So this should be good for me to, you know, be able to put the drawer fronts and stuff on it. It does take a couple days for this to like fully cure and harden to the point where like you shouldn't really have any issues with like scratching or anything. I don't think I need to wait that long to just put the cabinet door fronts on there, since it's not like on it, it's just like resting on it, and I just want to see how it looks already. So that's what we're gonna do. As I was looking at the face frame color, it wasn't looking as black as I felt like it should, and now comparing it to these doors, it definitely isn't. It's like it's got a little bit too much blue. I don't really care to repaint it, but just, you know, maybe keep that in mind. You might have to actually get the Sherwin-Williams color instead of getting it color matched with the Behr paint. The doors from New Cabinet Doors don't actually have the holes for these, so I will have to take this little plastic piece off and just drill the screws straight into the door. I don't know if maybe I just chose the wrong type of bore hole option. Oh, I love it. That's such a pretty door. It needs to be adjusted a lot.
Many hours later.
Oh my gosh, just these two doors took me 25 minutes. There's always just so much like adjusting that you have to do to the hinges to make sure that they just like line up perfectly, that this gap is the same all the way down, because I started with these doors so that I can work off of this to do the rest of everything else, because the hinges are adjustable. So I don't know, it just seemed like that would be the smart place to start. So next I'm going to do this faux drawer front that just goes on there. I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to like, you know, get it to stay on there. The builder used brad nails through the back of here, but I can't do that because they did that before the sink was installed. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to get those to stay on there. You know, let's not do that right now. Let's move on to doing this, because this actually has like brackets to like attach to. So I'll just work this way actually. These little screws that came with it to use aren't even long enough to go all the way through the cabinet, so I don't have to really worry about that. But as I'm drilling my pilot hole, I am going to be very careful to make sure that I don't accidentally drill straight through the cabinet. I just need just a small little starter hole to be able for the screw to have something to catch onto. It's crazy because this is saying that it's level, but this does not look level to me at all. So I think I'm just gonna have to go a little bit more by sight and not even by the level, because apparently I can't trust it. All right, I am calling it a night for now. It is 10:30. The lights have already dimmed by themselves, so the house is telling me that it's time to go to sleep. I tried attaching the false drawer front right here, but I just don't really have a great way to get it to stay. I haven't been able to figure that out. So I just ordered a little clip that will allow me to easily put it on there, but it doesn't get delivered till Tuesday. So that's why I was like trying to think through something that I could do instead of that option, because I wanted to like get this project done, but I just ended up ordering that clip. So I'll be able to pick this project back up probably on Tuesday. Before I can install this drawer front, I need to install the handle on it, and then I can install the drawer front on here. So I think I'm just gonna pause on this for now and just pick it back up on Tuesday. In the tutorial video I watched, they barely drilled the pilot holes. It was more so just to like show them where they should be. So I barely drilled the pilot holes because I really did not want the like drill bit to go all the way through the cabinet door. But so far so good. Oh, you know what? I think I need to flip the template around because I'm not doing centered spacing. I have a little bit more overhang on one side compared to the other. And so I've been putting the template like this and then transferring it onto here. But then once I take this door, I flip it around in order to put it on the front of here. So the template actually needs to be backwards. So now I have a new set of holes that are slightly shifted over from where the original holes were. And I think these are gonna line up perfectly with the spots on there. Second try's the charm. This is probably the most janky thing you'll ever see on Kayla Simone Home. The small gap between where the top drawer goes and the bottom drawer goes, because I do want to maintain the same spacing that's on the rest of these cabinets. I just wasn't sure if you were going to be able to see the little bit of like silver in between, you know, like just a little sliver of silver, if you will. Ira reminded me about it and suggested that I use some electrical tape, and I don't have any of that, so this is what we're doing instead. And I already know after all of the impressive things that I've done in this video, there's gonna be some angry man in the comments that's like, why didn't you just go buy electrical tape? Because I didn't want to. I think it looks perfect. And the only people that are ever gonna know about it are me, you, and the other tens of thousands of people that see this video. So the good news is that it looks amazing. The bad news is it does not work. Okay, so I wanted this to be a little bit wider so that there wouldn't be like this, you know, huge gap right here that you could see. And so that's why I had this like overhang here. I couldn't find any dimensions or instructions on like, you know, don't do this. Like make sure it's the panel is only the size of the dishwasher or what have you. But so I don't think that this will be an issue with the drawer front part, but with the door, when I try to tilt the door down, obviously it's gonna come this way. So that means that the bottom goes in and this panel has nowhere to go because it's hitting this piece right here. I'm really hoping that I can just take this piece of wood right here out and that will be enough to like fix the problem that I'm having, because if not, I'm gonna have to buy a whole new panel. And that would really suck, really, really suck, because it takes 5 weeks, so. It's really not holding anything up. Countertop is being held up by the studs here in the center and on the other side. I'm gonna just notch this out tomorrow and see how that goes. It's always something, but we're so close. If this doesn't go well, I'm probably gonna cry. I need to cut it just a little bit more, but this works. This works.
One eternity later.
Cutting through tape usually will give you a nice, pretty clean cut, and you don't have to worry about it like chipping like that. So this was what happened on the backside. The backside is pretty much always going to chip. I mean, I guess I could have taped it also, but front side is what we care about, and that side looks good. Okay, two things. Number one, Ira did help me guide the wood in that last clip. It didn't record for whatever reason, but we did have two people doing that. It's super unsafe to do it with just one person. Y'all saw how long and like bendy that piece of wood was that I was pushing through there. Second thing, couldn't find my mask anywhere, so I just went without the mask. What I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted by my phone overheating was, I guess in here you can't really see, but you can see on my shirt, I am super dusty, and all of that dust is also inside my lungs now, so wear your mask. Look at that. So I'll just like align that like this, and then this side will get caulked. Oh, that's so perfect. And then I'll probably scoot it up a little bit so that it goes all the way to the top. I only have a brad nailer, and that's gonna make not big holes, but like bigger than what I want. So what I was thinking I would do, instead of using my brad nailer, is just, instead of using my brad nailer to attach the entire thing, I'm just going to put a lot of permanent glue on the back of here, stick it on there, make sure it's in the right spot, and then I'm going to just do a brad nail in each corner, because that's not going to be as noticeable than doing like all down here. This is the glue that I have, because it's already like open from doing the outdoor project. And I'm like, if this is good enough to hold cinder blocks, I think it's going to be good enough to hold my cabinet. You don't have to use this type of glue. You can use just like regular liquid nails, but this is just what I already have open. Oh gosh, there it all is. Squirting where it's not supposed to be coming from and dropping on my nice pants. I also think I'm gonna need to put something over this. Maybe I will end up buying black electrical tape after all, just to cover this brown. But that's how you do the trim. And once this is dried, I will caulk that. Let me go see if I can save my pants. I do still have just a few minor things that need to be done before we can consider this 100% complete that I wanted to point out in case you are planning to try this project yourself at home. This seam here needs to be caulked. I don't have any black caulk on hand, LOL, so I'm gonna have to run out and get that. I think you can kind of see the metal poking through, like the color of it from the dishwasher, so I do think I'm gonna have to go back and get some black electrical tape just to cover up that a little bit, because it is kind of reflective at the right angle. Down here where I cut out that piece of wood, I'm gonna paint this black, and then I've got to figure out what I want to do here. When we got the floors installed, it was after the house was built, so they were just cut around what was already here. So I'm gonna need to figure out how I want to fill in this area of the floors. I want to paint this toe kick black so that it matches with the toe kick in the rest of the island. And I'm still having a little bit of trouble with this trash can. Sometimes it pops right open, sometimes it doesn't. So I might have to continue to play around with that, or possibly just take it back to IKEA and get the official version from Blum. I am so happy with the way that this project turned out. I truly can't think of anything that would look better on this island. Like, the color looks like the island was always meant to be this way, which it kind of was. We knew that we didn't want the white cabinets there, but I never could have imagined that it would end up looking this good. And I'm so happy that I went the DIY route instead of upgrading it through the builder, because they didn't have this skinny shaker style, and that really just sets off the entire look of the cabinetry here and really leans into that custom home look that I was going for. This like smooth satin finish on the cabinets is so nice, way better than if I had attempted to paint these doors myself. So I absolutely love the way the new cabinet doors came out. Everything worked perfectly. Somehow my measurements worked out pretty perfectly, so I'm happy about that. Just the color, the skinny shaker detail, the brass hardware, I just love it so much. And now it kind of has us rethinking the backside of the island. So obviously I still need to close up that giant hole in the backside of the island from when the electricians were in here doing work, and attach the power strip to the underside of the countertop just to make it easy for people to plug things in, because if you remember, our island didn't have any source of power for people to use. There was only the outlets for the dishwasher and the garbage disposal before. So now that it is very functional, we want to make it look pretty. We were originally planning on using wood slat paneling to go across the back of here, kind of leaning into the black vibe. And I think we might end up doing black wood slats on the back of here instead of a natural tone of wood slats. Let me know in the comments which you think would look the best. And even though I think that would look nice, I'm kind of leaning into the black vibe, and I think we might end up doing black wood slats on the back of here instead of a natural tone of wood slats. Let me know in the comments which you think would look the best. So once we make a decision about that, I will be back with a follow-up video to show you guys how I finish out the backside of the island with the slat paneling, and I do plan on adding a little bit of smart lighting under there, so it's gonna look really cool. I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, homies.